Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Shoot the Shit Saturday, the segment here on Odds and Ends Gaming, where we basically talk about nothing, talk about everything, and get together and shoot the shit. And I am your one and only true host, Espionage DB7, the one and only. And I'm joined today by a legion of doofs, Obsolete 2003,
Wayne.
Nicholas Zombie,
Hello.
Ringleader,
I am your god!
wow,
There we go. Now he's back.
and our resident female, Valkyrie Grinder.
Hello.
Anyway, this past week, our channel has survived the ultimate test. We played Uno and we're still here. You guys lied to me.
Are you though?
Well,
Are you really?
I've never fully been here, but I think we're here. But
Did we really survive?
We did not.
I mean,
This entire world is a figment of his imagination.
oh, I wish you were a figment of my imagination, believe me.
Wow.
I could wish you away. No, that doesn't work with the real figments of my imagination.
What are you, freaking labyrinth?
Huh?
So what are you, freaking labyrinth?
Labyrinth.
You know, wishing away.
Man, I saw that.
Goblin King, Goblin King.
No, is that
Take
the
the shot
movie?
away from you.
Is that the movie where the guy gets his face smashed in by the butt of the gun with a pistol? There's that like.
You are done.
No.
Get out.
Or
As David Bowie and Jennifer,
Love Hewitt?
no. God, no.
I just named out Jennifer.
Aniston?
Jennifer. No. Not
Jason
Garner
Lee?
either. What's her name?
No, but there's a movie. It's Labyrinth or something, and it's like a weird, freaky movie. An ex-girlfriend had me watch that. Allison fucking had me watch that shit. I don't know what the hell was going on, but some soldier took this guy, grabbed him by the neck, and with the butt of his pistol just smashed his face in until it was hamburger. What? Isn't that Labyrinth?
No.
Wait, I think
That's the labyrinth that I'm talking about.
no, I think that's Pan's
Watch it.
Labyrinth.
Yes, probably.
Labyrinth and Pan's Labyrinth's not the same thing, right?
No. God,
Two
no.
different movies.
What? Um.
Two completely different movies.
Oh, okay.
Very different.
Well, I'm thinking, yeah, I was thinking about because that one, the guy gets his face smashed in, and I was like, man, he's dead
One
already.
has David
Me.
Bowie in super tight spandex. The other one has
Bulge.
this creature with eyes on his hand.
I find it
Yeah.
funny how you remember the super tight spandex, Obs.
You can't miss it.
Yeah,
It's quite obvious.
You
If
can't.
you play a drinking game with that, you'll die.
What the hell?
Sorry, didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're fine. But yes, that's like it goes without saying. It's yeah.
Pan's Labyrinth is like a horror.
It's
You
by
know,
Guillermo
man.
del Toro.
Well,
Yeah.
Hear me.
Well, regular Labyrinth is all about, you know,
Isn't that the one where Satan comes out?
God,
that you're
you're
I mean,
killing me.
I mean, all it does is reminds you of the girl.
You mean remind you of the babe?
What babe?
I never
Babe
seen
and
Labyrinth.
What power?
Power of voodoo?
Voodoo? You do!
Voodoo the voodoo bitch.
Okay, this is not Dead Island.
I'm not calling you that, bro. I'm just-
No, I've been called worse.
wow. Wait, what were we talking about?
Are we still in the intro?
I-
No, you just finished the intro.
So we had our second movie night.
Oh yeah, how'd that go?
You were there.
Was I? Was I really?
You were late, but you were there.
Fine.
I was barely late. I was fashionably late.
Wow, you had to make an entrance. But that was our second movie night. First, of course, being the Night of the Living Dead, and this last time,
I was on time for that one.
yes, we had our quarantine movie night, where from the comfort and security of our own individual homes, we watched Vincent Price in The Last Man on Earth.
It just came to me. We fucked up. We could have had quarantinis.
Oh, that sounds delicious.
What are quarantine? What is that? Quarantinis?
Like martinis, but you're in quarantine, so quarantinis.
Is that a thing, or did Nick just make that
It
up?
can be.
I made it up, and it could easily be.
Well, copyright that shit. Okay, copyright, patent pending. Nobody. Quarantinis is strict intellectual property of Odds and Ends Gaming Entertainment
It turns
LLC.
out this is not a new idea.
Damn it!
So we're
Oh,
calling
this
dibs.
too. Not.
We're calling
Oh, it's-
podcast dibs.
Podcast dibs, apparently. I assume quarantine just have to be a thing already.
Quarantinis.
Anywho, the movie. What
I
you guys
liked it.
think of the movie?
I enjoyed it.
It's a little slow paced, but I liked it. I think movies, obviously, in that era were more slow paced. It focused more, I think, on Vincent Price's descent into madness and being the last man on Earth. Though, when I went into it, expecting a scene that is famous, but as I remember, I think it was an episode of The Twilight Zone that had that. There's an episode of The Twilight Zone where this guy finds a bookstore or something. He's like, "Oh yes, I got all these books now," and then his glasses fall down on the floor and they break, and he's like, "It's not fair. There was time now," and I thought I was confusing that with this movie, which is something different, but I enjoyed it. Do you guys know what that's from, by the way? The glasses thing in the books?
Twilight Zone?
Twilight
Sure.
Zone.
Yeah.
Yeah, it had the penguin in it. He was the main character.
The Penguin was the main character.
From the Batman, the old Batman show.
Burgess Meredith.
He was the main character in that movie, or the actor in Twilight Zone episode you're referring to.
I need to watch that now because that's what I was thinking we were gonna watch for some reason.
What?
I don't know why. I wasn't sure what it was. I was thinking that scene was gonna come up and it never came up. Instead, spoilers for a movie that's fucking
Doesn't break his glasses.
it's close to 60 years old. Yes, Vincent Price doesn't have glasses and he dies at the end.
Oh, okay, real spoilers.
I said spoilers of a 60-something year old movie. But yeah, it's basically they kill him. But the scene that really did stick with me is when his daughter dies, and essentially, before she can become one of the things, they take her away wrapped in sheets. He goes and intercepts very easily, by the way, these military guys in a base in a place where they're burning all the bodies, and he's like, "My daughter's in there," and the soldier says, "So is mine." That scene kind of hit me. That was kind of sad, but yeah, I like the movie. And I know Obs doesn't like happy endings. This one doesn't exactly have what I'd call a happy ending.
It was a fitting ending. But yes,
A little crazy, maybe.
As in the movie or the ending?
The ending. He was in psychosis. He just couldn't believe his ears. He didn't believe what he saw.
So we are gonna want to do that again, mainly for special occasions or stuff like that. We actually, this past year, we wanted to do something like that for Christmas time, but we were dead for the most part. We took a hiatus and we weren't really active around the holidays, but we'll see. It hopefully this year for Christmas we can do Santa Claus Conquers the Martians. There's Dementia 13. That one kind of looks interesting. There's a few movies we got to be careful with because some of them have elements, even though that they're in the public domain, they have elements that are copyrighted. But we'll definitely look into it, see what we can do. We got the 4th of July. We might do a war movie. There's one called Fear and Desire, or Desire and Fear. One of those. The Attack of the Giant Leeches. That sounds fun. So there's a few. The Screaming Skull. That one sounds interesting. I noticed that most of these classic movies that don't have a copyright on them, or that they're in part of the public domain, they seem to be horror for the most part.
Not a bad thing.
Hey, the Jackie Robinson story is in the public domain.
The Jackie Robinson story?
Yeah. I wouldn't mind watching that. Learn about Jackie Robinson. We can.
Why?
What? He was
shit.
he's a great man, I guess. I know that he was like the first African baseball player. I think African American baseball player. I think that. I mean, I don't know much about baseball, so I don't know. Shut up. The Emperor Jones. Sounds like a wrestler.
Anyways.
Public domain
Oh,
movies
shit.
here.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Going off a bunch of names. We'll get back to that. We'll have more stuff, but getting back to the movie we did see.
Movie called Maniac, also known as Sex Maniac. What the fuck? This is a movie called Maniac, but it's also known as Sex Maniac.
We're moving on.
Nick, what'd you think of the movie?
Mania. I thought it was fine. Maybe I should have saw it when I was younger, but it was cool. I liked the concept. For some reason, I'm a spoiled brat of movies now. That older movies, I find a charm to them, but you know, it's a little bit harder to watch. I would rather watch Mega Man or the Simpsons spoof of it,
Mega Man.
or even the one with Charlton Heston, Mega Man.
Yeah. Or
Well, it was
even
good.
the most modern one, the I Am Legend.
Yeah, that would have been cool, but it still was a good movie. I thought it was fitting,
So this,
but I thought it was weird how vampires were zombies. They're
yeah.
basically zombies. So that was the only weird gripe. But again, it was before Night of the Living Dead, so hey.
Zombies with vampire characteristics.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone else have thoughts on that movie? Val, Ring?
Not
No.
really.
So I want to. This kind of will lead to a segue into another topic. So let's talk about this. And Nicholas, you've brought this up many times. How can we do this? So I vote, or my thing is that as long as we do public domain movies, we can have screenings like the one that we had just this past Tuesday on Cinco de Mayo, or when we watched the Night of the Living Dead. We can do movies that are not necessarily in the public domain that are copyrighted, as long as we just kind of do where the audience follows along with us, but we do audio only, which I think is difficult because they have to sync with us. But what do you guys think about that? Like basically, where like for instance, 4th of July, we do Independence Day. Obviously, Independence Day is held by Warner Brothers or somebody, and it's not part of the public domain. But as long as we have our audio and say, okay, audience, and start playing the movie and count down 60 seconds, so everybody queues up the movie, they hit play, we hit play, and we start watching.
It sounds like a lot of effort.
What the rest of you guys think? Don't
I think
Irish.
there's a lot of effort.
I think it could be doable. I mean, what we kind of did earlier was synchronize on our end, and then for anyone who's trying to watch what we're watching, yes, they would have to have their own subscription service to whatever, or access to whatever movie to be able to watch.
How about we let the audience decide?
The only thing that is that the audio itself may be copyrighted as well in certain situations.
No, well, we wouldn't play the audio either.
Yeah, it would just be us talking. It'd be like a recording of us.
Yeah, so
that you watch
basically,
along the movie.
basically, if somebody watched it or listened to us without actually watching the movie, they'd be like, "What the fuck is going on?" It would be like, "Oh my god, the alien! Oh, there goes his brains! Oh, that dude's dead!"
I'm pass on that for me.
Well, like Nick said, we'll let the audience decide. Personally, my personal opinion, and nothing against you, Nick, I think we just need to stick to the public domain thing for now, because I think it's a little weird doing just the audio where somebody stick with us, but we'll let the audience decide, see what they have to say.
That sounds like a bad idea.
Time to make Smurf accounts.
Smurf accounts?
Nothing.
What is a Smurf account?
Nothing.
So is Smurf Fed just like the whore of Smurf Village?
What in the?
Yes,
Play it quickly.
yes, she is.
Well, like, cause do they reproduce like, or do they like divide like osmosis, or what? How do the Smurfs do it? Like,
Well, remember that Smurfette is the
How
town
will
whore.
Smurf do it?
Wasn't she like?
Why
evil?
do we seriously get on these topics?
We're talking about the movie and how to watch it, and now we're talking about Smurfette getting
Having
gangbanged.
sexual.
I didn't say gangbang. I mean, I'm sure they can line up. They don't necessarily have to
I'm
do it
sure
all
you're
at
gonna
once.
get there.
I didn't say gangbang. I just said, is she like, is it, or is it kind of like a patriarchy matriarchy thing where it's like Papa Smurf and she's like the queen, and does she enter like a phase where she turns into like this just giant breeding machine?
You're really thinking about this.
Oh my
I think
God.
we're ready to like stop.
He is.
You know, too much thought went into this. Let's stop it. Let's just get off with this, please. Thank you.
This is what happens when we don't have topics lined up.
No, this is what happens when Esp is back, because last week's episode was
Last week was
Has-
clear, concise.
had a
We
shocking.
got to the point. There was open discussion. There was no bashing, no yelling, no screaming. It
I'm
was
not
a
bashing anybody.
fantastic time.
Bashing anyone. I'm just saying it. I mean,
A
Val,
little bash.
you haven't said much. Give us your thoughts, Val,
Huh?
on anything. Not necessarily Smurfette and her sexual habits. Just you've been
I
playing
was
Predator.
I have been playing Predator, and as the y'all know, is that I do find it very. I like playing it, but it's such a new release. Even though there have been updates, I haven't played it since the updates because every time I played it, it's either buggy or it glitches out or something. So I haven't played it
That's not good.
probably in a week maybe. But I'll tell you one thing that I am playing. Besides Division 2, which I'm trying to keep constant because I want to finish, I want to beat it. But Little Nightmares, I streamed it once
I
already.
saw that you started
but,
it. Yeah. What's that
Mhm.
about?
I know it's a little girl. Something is wrong with her. So I don't know if she's been experimented on.
So, what is up to the point where she's at in the story? They're on a ship that processes children to be eaten. They keep them in prisons to fatten them up as best as the monsters can before they eat them. She escapes at some point, and that's where the story picks up. And it's a puzzle platformer, and it's not like a traditional game where you beat the boss or beat down monsters or anything like that, as you saw. It focuses very heavily on puzzle solving. And she actually just about hit the first boss, basically, that she will encounter, or quote unquote boss, because of what he can do. Needless to say, the story is going to go places. It's just a matter of, it doesn't tell you everything. You have to just observe, what's going on around you and what's going on in the background, all the detail.
I got a
All those
bit
games.
of a what the hell's that name of that game? Limbo vibe from it.
Yeah,
Does that sound about right? Limbo.
I think so.
Anybody else here play Limbo?
Yes.
It's a good game.
But the DLC, which I see Val got,
No.
will be okay. Well, the DLC features a boy instead. So the girl is 6, and I think the boy is 7.
That sounds like something out of David Firth. Salisbury Toast Boy. If anybody's not familiar with David Firth, he does a lot of very creepy animations. He's most well known for his Salad Fingers series, but he also has one called Salisbury Toast Boy, which when it came out, it's done in a reverse format. Basically, like the last episode plays first, and then it kind of goes backwards. Essentially, it's been a while since I've seen it, but it's a little boy and his sister, little girl, living in a society basically run by roaches, and it's kind of like a dystopian future run by giant beetles or roaches, and they can kill you if you get out of line. It's just kind of weird, but I was watching a little bit of Val's gameplay, and the little girl reminded me of the sister of Salisbury Toast Boy, and the creepiness factor also kind of just reminded me of like a David Firth animation.
Who's David Firth?
I just said who David Firth was. The animator behind Salad Fingers.
Never saw Salad Fingers.
Oh. Anyway,
You're missing out.
you've seen it though?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a good series, and he's gotten
Kind
really
of creepy.
good. Yeah, it's
but
very creepy.
It's a good series.
Very strange and surreal vibe to it. But Val, I want to ask you a question, real quick.
Will I get to answer it fully, or is Rain gonna speak for me like he did last time?
Wow. Okay. Whatever.
What's your question, SV?
My question, I wanted to go back to what you said about Predator Hunting Grounds, that you've only played it a little bit and you haven't really gone back to it, and the times that you did play it was glitchy and stuff. I've actually been hearing not good things about it. I heard that it was lackluster and that it didn't really embody the Predator genre much, if at all. What is your opinion on it as far as the game goes? Would you say that it was it worth the money, or so far is it a game that you've gotten buyer's remorse from?
So the game was gifted to me by a friend. So let me
so
think
much for
about-
buyer's remorse.
Right. Now, my mindset is, because it is a newer game, I want to give it the benefit of the doubt. Now, playing as a Predator, you have all the Predator qualities. You have where you can camouflage, you can have where you can imitate someone speaking, you have the infrared, you have the blasters, you have where you can self-destruct. But there's, other than that, besides killing the AIs and...
When you self-destruct, do you do the laugh?
Yes, you do, actually. And with that, it gives you this radius area where you have to make it out of. So it's like red, and then you have to make it out of the red spot. If you're just a smidgen in it, you're gonna be nuked. Or, well, to me it looks like a nuclear explosion because of how powerful the self-destruct is. But going back to what I was saying, besides killing the AIs and the players, that's pretty much all that comes with the Predator. I mean, you can customize your Predator. You can be male or female, and you can change your mask. You can change your color. You have different the different, I guess, qualities where you can be a scout. You can be beefy.
Beefy.
Yeah, well, bulky.
Different classes, in other words.
Different class, yes. And then you can change your perks, weapons, but you have to be at a certain level. So, like, if I wanted something with a better, let's see, like a shoulder, that shoulder gun that the Predators have.
Yeah, the big cannon.
If I want a better version, yeah, the cannon, yes. I would have to be at a certain level in order to get that.
What?
So you can yeah, I'm sorry.
No, I didn't mean to cut you off. I was just gonna ask, what is because I know that, like, from what I've seen of the trailers and previews and all that, the game starts off with the Marines doing a mission, and invading an insurgent camp or stuff like that, right? Like, kind of like the original movie. They're in the jungle, they're trying to get out, hostages or whatever. They're taking down these insurgents. All the while, the Predator's stalking them, sizing them up, and eventually starts attacking them. So, as the Predator, are you in spectate mode while they're raiding, like, the camps, or are you just kind of preparing, or how does that work?
Okay, so while you're playing as the Predator, we all know as a Predator, you're doing the best hunter mode. Like, I need something that can give me that thrill as a hunter, because that's what Predators are, But while the Marines are doing their thing, because I'll get to that here in a minute, you're off either hunting the Marines or you're killing the guerrillas. So you could do both, because the Marines are going to be distracted doing what they have to do. Either it's with their mission, the guerrillas or when they realize you're there. Because at first, it's by playing as the Marines, you don't know that there's something out, like you're being hunted.
But you as a
don't know
player know that, right? I mean,
But
as
you,
a pla-
of course, like if you've seen the Predator movies, it's not based off
yeah,
any of the movies, but if you've seen any of the Predator movies, you know, hey, there's a predator out here, it's going down. But if you're thinking, if you're putting yourself in the soldier's position, no, you don't know that you're being hunted by a creature.
Yeah, like if you actually put yourself in the playthrough, like actually embody it or whatnot, like get yourself immersed in it.
Right.
Well,
Now,
that's cool.
There's no campaign mode like a story mode, so it's basically player versus player. So you have the Predator and you have the Marines. Now, when you're in the Marines, you can choose your class. You can be a sharpshooter, tracker, whatever.
Can you
Of
be
course-
a goddamn sexual tyrannosaur, just like me?
Well, you know that'll down first off. What I like about this one, because it kind of brings back, like it brings back weapons from the movie. So you have that big Gatling gun, the one that spins and shoots.
The
Or
one that the
fires.
sexual tyrannosaur holds,
Sure, yeah, sure.
like me.
Well, settle down. So as a soldier, Marine, you're sent. You have a mission to find out what the guerrillas are up to. So you have that whatever task you send for. You get samples of the water. You could see the what is it? The false money. The
Counterfeit
fraudulent money? Counterfeit money, yes. And then there's also one with exposing somebody. So there's different types of tasks you be sent into. You don't get to choose it. It's all at random. The maps are at random. Or I think it's just 2 different maps, but they're broke down in sections. So you're still going to the same place, but no, it's one map, but it's big, but it's broken down in sections. So you're going to the same place, but different areas. So you have your mission to look out, to work on, while killing the guerrillas, which are the AIs. You can't be a guerrilla. You can only be a soldier, or you can be a predator.
Mm.
And then you also have to watch out for the predators.
Is there like a city map landscape like Predator 2 where you can be a detective?
No,
now
not
that's
yet.
a-
I mean,
I hope that
I
comes
really
up.
hope. Yeah, I really do hope that they add more places,
Locations,
because
maps.
this is just like the jungle, and you're going to different areas of the jungle. There's a train section, there's a ruin section, and then there's another spot like a command center, which is still in the jungle. You're in the jungle, so hopefully they'll add more maps to it. Now, let's see.
Want some candy?
The same thing. No, I don't want. You just made me lose my train of thought. Okay. The same thing as the Predator. If you want certain weapons, abilities, skins, however you want to deck out your character, you have to be at a certain level. I mean, you can unlock these abilities or these shaders for your weapons and stuff like that throughout time. Like you get money, like their version of money, which you can spend on these equipments, or they'll unlock eventually, but it's at random. They give you like is it cash boxes, and it'll give you some for the soldier, and then will give you some for the predator. Even though if you don't intend on playing as the predator, you'll still get stuff for your predator.
Yeah, you can still get unlocks for it.
So, but I'll tell you this: the last time, and I think I've already told you this before, but the last time I tried playing as a predator, because I've only played as the predator in the tutorial, I was jumping off of like a building, and it was so laggy, like I kept getting bounced back, and I kept going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And while the AI is shooting at me, and the other players can see me, but I was stuck. And like it runs smoothly at first, but then gradually it just starts like it feels like someone's lag switching almost.
Right.
But it's not. It's not that. It's the game itself.
Hopefully that'll improve. Like I said, just recently released game. This goes back to a subject that we've had on this channel many times. I think stuff like that, since they're charging full price for the game already, I think it should be something that's already fixed, while the game is in production. But hopefully it is something that they'll patch and fix. But
And I do like the fact, and I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but I do like the fact that it's platform compatible, if I'm saying that right, where you can play on your PC and still play with someone that's on PlayStation 4.
Oh, is it? Nice.
I like that a lot.
We need to do that more. Cause we need more games that are cross-platform compatible.
Mm-hmm. I wholeheartedly agree.
But awesome, thank you. A nice little overview of Predator Hunting Grounds there. Obs, Nick, Ring, anything you guys want to bring up?
And also bring up like in regards to kind of the PlayStation right now, it's kind of a lot of mixed reaction because for the May games that are free for PlayStation Plus, before they used to give quite a few games was like for the PS Vita, the PS3, and the PS4, but now like the Vita and the PS3 are pretty much dead to PlayStation, and now they're only like fully supporting the PS4. But anywho, the two games for May are Farming Simulator 19 and City Skylines. So it's not going over well with a lot of the PS Plus subscribers. Those are two games that are probably never going to get played, or those types.
Skylines is amazing because I own City Skylines.
Oh yeah.
And it is what SimCity 4 or wherever the current gen SimCity should have been. It has all the features, and it adds a few things more. Val knows, she's seen it. The game is beautiful.
Yeah,
and
I agree.
It's very. And Paradox keeps releasing DLC for it. It's always being updated. And if you had enjoyed city building games at all on console, then you will enjoy City Skylines. So I think that's a game that could probably get a bit of popularity. It kind of sort of came out of left field. It's like released like a year ago on console. So if you guys do see it, I would recommend y'all pick it up, just because I'm familiar with the PC version.
Yeah. And yeah, with me being a PS Plus subscriber, I always usually tend to grab whatever games just to add to my library. It's regardless of whatever it is, but I'll be sure to grab both of those. Well, I don't think I'll ever touch Farming Simulator, but I may give the City Skylines a try.
I've heard that Farming Simulator is pretty fun in a group environment. It's not so great solo, like it's still doable, everything's fine. But I think the real joy is just from fucking around with people who play with you, you know what I mean?
I'm gonna have to agree with Ring on that, and I don't mean to interrupt you. My friend Death, she actually plays it, and she says it's good with people. I have it for PlayStation 4. I find it boring by myself. So I have yet to play it with somebody, but just going off of what I've heard and how Ring said, it's better to play with.
The PC version, I think, is superior to the console one, just because of more updates and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I might pick up that game in some time in the future, but I'm not doing that alone.
Us playing Farm Simulator, that's a game I don't think
Get the fuck off my radishes, you piece of shit! How dare you try to harvest my crops?
Is that what it's really about? Or fucking steal each other's crops and shit?
I mean, there is competing farms.
That's my pig!
Like
Gladys, goddammit, get over here with my goddarn hog!
It's my turn with the sex box.
What?
I'm gonna name her Sony.
What the fuck? And you say my conversations take segues into strange territory?
Yeah, you segued into that by doing the whole redneck thing from Simpsons.
Yeah, and it's Squidbillies.
Squid.
Am I right?
I
Is that
just,
from
yeah.
Squidbillies?
I don't know,
Yeah,
I
I
was
think
just
so.
trying to do a random, like, I don't know, hillbilly type. Devil went down to Georgia. He was looking for a soul to steal. He was
Settle
in a
down.
bind because he was
Don't
waving.
get the copyright strike.
Anyway, real quick, just to make a mention of this for anybody who is interested for the next few days until May 11th, anybody who's looking to pick up Doom Eternal can get it for $15 off on Steam, as it is on sale right now, down from $59.99 to $44.99 until May 11th. So anybody looking to pick that up can get it $15 cheaper right now.
Oh, nice of y'all. It's nice for them to sell the game after I bought it. So,
I mean, they always do that. It's not new.
motherfuckers.
Because I can see his. Sorry, like I mean, I'm not there with him, but I know his face pretty well. Facial expressions, like.
Yeah, that was me just now. Like when you were saying that,
The
I'm
little
like,
vein popping out of the
are
forehead.
you fucking serious? Are you that fuck you, Steam. You're a piece of shit. I love you, Steam. I'm sorry. Forgive me.
Ring, we
Lord
bought
Gabe.
Fallout 76 for $60, and what was it? A week later, it was on sale for $30. Right-offs. I think they dropped it down to $29.99.
After I warned you.
Ring, all I'm saying is that at least Doom Eternal is a good game. You didn't spend all that money on a shitty game, and then it got put on sale. So suck it up.
No.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys.
Speaking of good games,
Yes.
Streets of Rage 4.
That's actually exactly what I was gonna say. So I picked that game up as soon as it came out because I grew up on Streets of Rage. Our very first unofficial Fallback Friday episode on this channel. Which, god damn it, I want to get back to Fallback Friday. I really do. I miss Fallback Friday, but quarantine has kind of put a hamper on that. But it's fucking awesome. I was in love with Streets of Rage 4. It is a challenge. And I think we got further when we had friendly fire on than when we turned it off, wouldn't you say? Okay.
Yeah, I'll
It's up for
answer at
debate.
once.
Yeah, I'm waiting for these guys to chime in here. Well, what did you guys think? Tell me that. I mean, you guys played with me. I know Nicholas has it for the Nintendo Switch as well. What are your thoughts on Streets of Rage 4?
I thought it was good. The updated graphics, but then they still kind of kept it with that retro side scroller feel. I thought it was pretty cool. It's a
Oh, you
little
can
bit
feel the
different.
retro in that game.
When we did play the older one with the arcade with like the token type thing, but this one was a little bit different where if anyone died that they had to sit it out until the
Actually,
individual
no.
level.
The Streets of Rage Classic that we did was not the arcade. That was Sega. So we had to make it through without dying. Remember?
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah, that's why some of the Sega games we didn't get to finish, like Sonic. We didn't get to finish Sonic. What was it? The fucking Altered Beast?
Heroes.
Gunstar Heroes. Man, we tried so hard. We had 2 times. We got so far. We didn't make it though. But yeah, Streets of Rage. Our first official Fallback Friday episode on the channel. Our first, I should say, unofficial, because it wasn't. We hadn't labeled it Fallback Friday as of yet. But I still consider it the first episode of Fallback Friday. And I grew up. I've played the first one, never beat it. I played and beat the second and the third one, and I loved them, all 3 of them. When I first heard about a year ago that they were making Streets of Rage 4, I got fucking hyped. When I first saw the graphics, I was a little disappointed because it was like hand-drawn graphics, but I was like, fuck it, as long as it plays like a Streets of Rage game, it'll be fine, and it has. I have not been disappointed. I do plan to go back to that game. I do plan to beat it. I do want to finish it, and I'd like to finish it with you guys, since you guys already started the game with me. It is a freaking challenge. We were getting our asses handed to us several times when we were trying to play, but it has that. At one point, I think I made a comment where I was like, damn, my fingers hurt. I love it, because I was just getting so into it, because I absolutely freaking adore Streets of Rage. It's the first game that I ever remember beating as a child was Streets of Rage 2. I think that's the first game I ever beat, and to me that blew my mind when I was a little kid. I was like, oh my god, this is the end of the game. I did it. I've seen everything there is to see. Because before that, it was just, quarter feeding in the arcades and just never seeing the ending of a game. Nintendo games were... I eventually did beat a few Nintendo games, but afterwards, like, I actually went back and to freaking Mega Man 2. I beat Mega Man 2. I've been Bad Dudes, but I think that I had graduated to Sega before I actually beat any NES games, and I kind of just went back and beat some of my old NES games. But yeah, I love Streets of Rage, and I love Streets of Rage 4, and I definitely want to beat that game.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to revisit it. I enjoyed playing it, especially the cool thing was since I also own it, but we were able to remote share?
Remote play.
We were able to remote play off of your game. So I thought that was a cool feature that they had. It was up to 2 extra players, 3 or how many players extra?
I think up to 4.
Oh,
I think. I'm not sure. Oh, up to 3 extra, I should say.
So that's a pretty cool feature to be able to do that from one game to have that ability.
Yeah, we'll have to see what other, because I know we have a few other remote game compatible games, such as like the remote play compatible games, such as some of the Lego video games, Lego Jurassic Park, Lego Avengers, and stuff like that. I know those are remote play compatible, so we'll have to see what else we have in our lineup. Nick, any thoughts on Streets of Rage?
Good game.
Man of few words, I guess.
But yeah, that's good. I liked it. I'm having fun with it. I'm playing it right now
Oh, so that's what's...
on the Nintendo Switch. That's about it. No, but yeah, it's really, I really have fun. I also did like the remote play thing. That was a pretty great feature.
We will play it again.
Hopefully, yeah. I want to play that again soon as possible. And also, we can play more of that battle mode, so we can whoop your ass.
Wow. Guys, I got a question of the week for you.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
my question for you all is, what is a character in a movie or video game or TV show, it can be any media, that you absolutely hated? And I'm not talking about a character that is designed to be hated. I'll give you an example. Denzel Washington in Training Day. He is a character that's like, you motherfucker, like, you're just so horrible, you're like such a bad person, but it's like, man, he's such a compelling character that you like to hate him, that he's designed to garner your ire and your hatred. So he's designed that way, like you're hating the character but not their presence on the screen. Like, it's not a character it's like he adds to the conflict, he adds to the story, and it makes it better. Now, I'm talking about a character that's just so goddamn annoying, bothersome, or just horribly written that anytime they're on the screen, or you just despise them. So, what characters do you guys have like that? Any characters
Agatha Trunchbull
from what?
from Matilda.
I've never seen Matilda. Well, tell me about her.
Wow!
Whoa,
Okay.
whoa, jeez. Jeez. Wow.
So, the Trunchbull, or the Trunchbull, was the main villain in the movie Matilda. She was a big, butch-looking chick, and she actually, I think, killed somebody at some point, and then had got control of the school or something like that.
She killed
And
somebody?
she was, it's implied.
Damn.
But, of course, she acts as a obstruction to Matilda as she tries to, go through her days in school and stuff like that. But I really just, she's obviously in obviously a child movie, right? It's not going so far, but
Yeah, that's what I was saying. She killed somebody in a kid's movie?
I mean, Matilda is, yes,
It's implied that
Yeah.
she did. It doesn't show her doing it.
but it's very heavily implied.
Mm-hmm.
but she was just a person you just want to hate because she has that imposing, authoritarian feel to her. It's like when you're little, you think you have that one person who like, yeah, they're, I just did bad by them because of how authoritarian they are, or whatever. And I got that with her. She's just like, yeah, that's a mean person, and I don't like that person. Nope.
Sounds like
no
it,
redeeming
like
qualities.
okay, that's so that right there tells me what I needed to hear. No redeeming qualities, because I was gonna say it kind of sounds like she's doing her job as a character to earn your hatred. Kind of like I don't remember her name, but the nurse in the movie of One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. I mean, it's the job.
Nurse Ratchet.
Nurse Ratchet, yeah. Her job is to basically be hated, but she's designed that way. She's inherently written and well written to be that way, but they usually do have a redeeming quality in the fact that either they are intelligent or they are somehow capable of driving the plot, driving the story in such a way that the overall story benefits from their presence there. But there's some characters that are just fucking annoying and just deserve no screen time, deserve not to be there, don't do anything for the plot, and that's mainly what I'm talking about. But it sounds like, yeah, she's basically the main antagonist of Matilda. Anyone else? Or go ahead if you have something else.
Okay.
I'll let her go first.
No, you can go ahead. You started. I wait. Patient.
Okay. Another way that kind of comes more recently, or not so recently, but around the same time, was Titanic. When you have the fiance of the was it Elizabeth, or what was the chick's name, the main character?
Rose?
Yeah, Rose. And her fiance.
I
was
agree.
like this a total fucking dick face throughout the entire film.
Yes.
And then he has the audacity to disguise himself as a woman to get on a lifeboat.
Yeah, you're right.
With a child.
He has no reason to be there other than to fucking be an antagonist. Yeah, you could take him out and essentially, fuck, the boat's still sinking. You're right.
Yeah.
He is annoying as fuck. What's his fucking? Wasn't his name Chad? No. Cad? The fuck was his name?
I'll find out.
Cal Rifkin.
Is it
No.
Cal Ripken? No.
Who's Cal Rifkin? Somebody.
Cal Ripken Jr.
There's somebody named Cal Rifkin.
Cal Hotley.
Cal Hurley.
Hotley. What the fuck?
Okay, sorry, Hockley. Yeah, he's annoying. I remember when I saw that he's annoying. Fuck too. So that's
By
a
the
good
way,
one.
I'm just gonna say, Kate Winslet. Yes, please.
Wow.
Like
She is beautiful.
yeah. Like yeah, she fucking is gorgeous.
Ring likes her in her mouse form from Flushed Away.
What?
She voiced the female mouse in Flushed Away.
Are you gonna bring up the furry shit again?
No, I'm just. I'm bringing up
Fucking
furry shit.
furries!
Wow. Val, you had something.
Okay, so are y'all familiar with Studio Ghibli?
Studio Giblets?
Ghibli. Oh my God! Get your hearing checked.
Studio Ghibli.
Studio Ghibli.
Ghibli.
I can
Ghibli,
say.
it's not Ghibli. There's
Ghibli.
GH. No,
I
it's
can-
GH.
I can say. With
Anyways, Howl's
confident-
Moving Castle.
I have
The
seen
witch
that.
Okay, the witch that wanted Hal's heart. She annoyed the shit out of me. Like, even when she got all her beauty taken away, and like everything that Sophie did for her, like just even with Hal letting her stay in his moving castle, she had the audacity to ruin everything. Like, almost ruin everything. I see her and I instantly just like, I still watch it because I love that. I love House.
Isn't she the one that kind of looked like the old lady from Snow White, the witch? She had kind of like a very old evil lady look.
Yes.
It's been a long time since I've seen it, but I think I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, every time I see her, I just like,
Fuck you, get off the screen.
yeah, it's like, because it's a good movie. I mean, it doesn't obviously doesn't stop me from watching it, but I just her wanting to be beautiful, like it's just like she's just so into herself. She doesn't think about anybody else. It's just like her willing to do whatever it takes to get what she wants, whether it brings people down or like almost kills them. So it's just she's the only one I can. I'm pretty sure I have more, but she's the only one I can really think of right now. I'm looking for Panya. Because now I want to watch the Ghibli movies.
Ponyo, I haven't seen that movie in a long. I had to watch all those movies: Spirited Away and Howl's Moving Castle and Ponyo.
Spirited Away is my favorite one.
For on somebody else's behalf that made me watch those movies, but anyway, Obsnick.
Settle down. For me, the first one that when the season mentioned that the one that popped into my head was, I'm drawing a blank on the name in the movie, but it was one of the soldiers in Saving Private Ryan. And
Vin Diesel.
No, I don't know him. It was basically, I don't know if he was like the journalist that survived at the end.
Yes.
Yeah, he just annoyed the shit out of me throughout the entire movie, and especially towards the end because everyone's like trying to rely heavily on this guy. Just kind of fast forwarding all the way to the end. It's like the U.S. soldiers' last stand at this one area to try to stop the Germans from advancing. They didn't have to fight this skirmish, but they decided to screw it. We're gonna do it. And they get one guy who, granted, he's in the military. I think he was kind of like a journalist or something.
He's a pacifist.
Yeah.
Was that
He didn't want to fight.
Yeah. And so they were trying to like not really give him a fighting role. He didn't really know how to fight or any of that. So like, you have one job. You're gonna hold all the ammo, and when we're gonna call out to you, when we're gonna need said ammo, whoever's gonna need it, you're the runner. And throughout the whole time, he just kind of didn't do that, and then which led to a lot of people dying. So obviously they're heavily outnumbered. They call it like the Alamo, since it was like very handful of U.S. soldiers against the whole little German squad. But just there's that part. There's another part in the windmill scene where they got taken out by some snipers, and he was like, they kept one German survivor alive. He's like, you can't kill him, and they're like, if we let him live, he's gonna let the others know. He's just gonna join the ranks right back again, and this guy's gonna be a threat later, which ends up happening because in that skirmish towards the end, that one guy that they let live ended up stabbing some other guy to death, basically. And he's like, hey, how's it going?
Yeah, it was part of his squad that got stabbed in the heart.
Yeah. So it's like, eventually he comes around, and it's like too little, too late. Is pretty much everyone dies, and then at the end when he comes across that German guy, it's like, hey, so how's it going or whatever, and then he kills him. It's like, dude, really? A little late, but then
After all the shit.
Yeah. So it's like it's a really good movie, but then whenever it's like that guy comes into the scene, they're like his whatever. It's just like, oh, that's what does it for me. For like,
Fuck that guy.
As soon as he, yeah. As soon as you mentioned that topic, he was like the first one that popped in my head. It's like that guy, that part, that guy in that movie. Yep.
But you know what though? There were probably guys like that during that time.
Oh yeah.
You know, so
yeah.
It sucks to think about it that way, but you know, I wholeheartedly agree with you on your feelings towards that guy, especially when he begged the people or his comrades, no, don't shoot him, just let him go. I trust him enough that he's not gonna do this, and then he gets one of his squad members killed. Anyways.
Oh, yeah. But that was my go-to regards to your question, dude.
Well, thank you. Nick, you got one?
I can't really think of one. You know, you said that one was made for us to hate him, right?
Well, there's a difference between a character that is made to be hated, but they're well written. Something like, okay, I'll give you an example. And a lot of times these characters become beloved because they're so well written as bad guys. Another example would be, I'd say, Heath Ledger's Joker. It's so well acted and so well played. You're supposed to root against him. You're supposed to root for Batman, and basically he's fucking everything up. But it's such a well written character that you hate his, I guess, what he's doing, but at the same time, such a badass character, so well written that when he's on the screen, you're captivated and stuff like that. And like I said, another example was the best example that I could think of was Denzel Washington in Training Day, because it's you like everything he does to fuck up. Is it Ethan Hawke that plays it? With everything he does to screw over Ethan Hawke and all the shit that he pulls, it's like, man, fuck you, Denzel, but god damn, this is compelling story. You know, it's like it's a movie. It's like fuck you for doing all this, but damn if it's
So love and hate.
Yeah, exactly. So that's not what I'm talking about. Because there are
So you just gave this wonderful description of not what to do.
Yes, exactly. What I'm talking about, and here I'll give you. I have two examples. I'll give you.
So the baby from all Tom and Jerry's,
There you go.
not them.
Well, if
The babies were assholes.
yeah, they were. That's a perfect example. I don't think you're supposed to hate those characters, but damn if they're not annoying. So is that your final answer? The babies from Tom and Jerry?
That was gonna be love to hate. I was gonna say Kevin Bacon from First Class, but since it's not that,
Yeah, no, that's
well,
another.
pretend like it was.
Yeah, that's an
It's
alternative.
Kevin Bacon from First Class.
Well, let me.
My answer's the babies.
The babies. That'll
The
work.
babies.
Fuck those babies.
Fuck the kids.
So I have two examples, if I can give these two. One from a movie, one from a TV show. The one from a movie that I absolutely cannot stand. It's a great movie. I love the movie. But man, do I hate this character. Paris from Troy. Man, that guy is just fucking ruins everything. I mean, he sets the whole freaking city burns because of him. First of all, what was it? Greece and Troy making an alliance, and this horny little prick steals the queen away, sneaks her away, and then he goes to his father. He's like, "I'll defend her, father," and this and that. And then, sure, when the first time comes to fight for her, you know, it's like, you know, hey, we don't have to have our two armies go and kill each other. We can settle this on the battlefield. Yeah, he goes up against the other king, gets his ass kicked, and rather than valiantly stand up and take it, you know, hey, I caused all this. I basically brought these two legions of armies together to fight, rather than have their innocent blood lost for my fucking horn dog shit that, you know, I didn't have to do this. I'm gonna stand here and take it and take the sword through the heart. Then after that, we all knew that, what was his name, Agamemnon or whatever, he was gonna invade anyway. He wanted war, but you couldn't blame him anymore. But no, what did Paris do? He goes crawling to his brother. No, you know, I don't want to die. He goes crawling to his brother. His brother Hector, like, he's my brother. I'm not gonna let you just kill him at my feet. He pulls out the sword and stabs him. And then he's a coward the whole time. Hector goes out and fights his battle for him, gets killed by Achilles. Fucking Trojan horse happens, everybody gets invaded, and then at the very end, he has this hero moment where he shoots Achilles through the heel. And he's like, here, his dad tells him, take the sword of Troy. So he gets handed the sword. He has done nothing but fuck up the whole movie. Like, he has just ruined lives, like an entire city's worth of lives. Everybody's dead because of him. And I'm like, fuck you. So that's one character that I absolutely cannot stand. And I love the movie Troy, but god damn if that character doesn't piss me off. And another character that's like that from a TV show is Peggy Hill. I absolutely cannot stand Peggy Hill. And she is just so narcissistic and arrogant, ungrateful to a point of it being toxic. And in the end, in episodes, because there are certain episodes that are focused around her, and my only thought is, why am I supposed to be cheering for this character? What redeeming qualities have you shown me as to why I should root for this character? Why should I care whether this character fails or succeeds, whether this character, has a good outcome or a bad outcome. I'll give you an example. There's an episode where she makes pen pals with a prison inmate. Apparently, this prisoner just wrote to every single teacher in the Tri-County area, and Peggy was the only one to respond. And he basically just strokes her ego like crazy. He's like, you're teacher, you made an impact on my life, and I know I'm in death row, but you've been so great, and I always remember you as a teacher. And this, of course, just goes straight to her head. Even though she doesn't remember this kid, the fact that he's stroking her ego just basically goes to her head. He convinces her, he tricks her into bringing him cocaine. And when the cat's out of the bag, essentially, he tells her, you're going to keep bringing me this cocaine, or I'm going to rat you out, and you're going to go to prison for smuggling cocaine into a prisoner. And then she's like, oh my God, what am I going to do? She tells Hank, I don't know what to do. But earlier, Hank was telling her, stay away from this guy, stay away from, prison. What are you doing? You don't even know this guy. And she's like, oh, I don't need your help, Hank. I know exactly what I'm doing. I can take care of myself. And being arrogant and stupid and all that. And
Can we bring to light? I'm sorry.
No,
Can
go
we
ahead.
also bring to light that she would do anything? She competed against Bobby. She would have. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no, they're
She made spaghetti and meatballs. That was an original dish.
yes, exactly. Everything, when she says something like, she'll say something that's a stated fact. She'll say something like, in my opinion, the sky is blue. No, that's not a fucking opinion. That's a goddamn fact. The sky is blue. She'll say some shit like that, and or she'll say, or as I like to call it, the water cycle. It's like, no, it's not what you like to call it. That's what it's called. Everything about her. She has to turn it into something about herself. But anyway, when this episode aired, in this episode, it's like, why do I care? Yeah, fuck her. Let her go to prison. What redeeming qualities does she have? If anything, I think her family would be better off. Hank's a fucking Chad. You don't need her. He'll be better off without her. She's bringing in marginal income with her substitute teaching. You probably have a better influence on Bobby by himself as a single father. It'd probably give them a chance to get closer. So like, yeah, fuck her. Send her to prison. What the hell do I care? And then at the end, when they come out of it okay, she's like, see, Hank, I told you I could take care of myself. Basically saying she didn't learn a goddamn thing. So I absolutely hate Peggy Hill with a passion.
So how? Staying on that episode, I kind of remember the episode, but not really. So like, what was the outcome? Like, how was she saved?
So, what happens is they're late at night. Peggy finally tells Hank, what she did, and he's like, we can't bring any more cocaine to him. And she goes, I have to, otherwise he's gonna rat me out. The phone rings at home, and Hank picks it up, and he's like, I'll handle this. And he tells, I'll tell you what, mister, I'll tell you what, my wife's not gonna bring any of your goofy sand into you. Well, we'll be there, and this and that. And he turns to Peggy, he's like, well, he's gonna turn us in. So what happens is they're confronted by the warden, and the warden tells Peggy, you've got some serious accusations. This prisoner says that he's been getting cocaine, and he's been getting it from you. And she's there and just kind of like, fuck, I'm screwed now. But she looks over at him and notices that he's like really, really wired, like really tweaked out. He's tapping his feet and scratching and shit. And then she notices that the jar where she brings him the cocaine is empty. So she says, I didn't bring him anything. He's lying. And the guy goes, she sure did. And she's like, I'd like to see the evidence against me. So he brings out the jar, which at this point is empty. And the warden's like, well, this jar is empty. And he's like, well, I needed something. This was a big day. I needed, I was going to appear in front of the warden. I needed something to take the edge off. But basically, he had snorted it all. And she's like, oh, so warden, whose word are you going to take? The word of a convicted criminal or mine? And essentially, that's how it ends. I'm like, fucking get a scraping in there, take a swab, test it. It's not hard to pick up traces of cocaine, I'm sure. But, do a drug test on him. It's like, he's obviously tweaked out. He's getting coke from somewhere. I mean, fucking do your diligence, damn it. But yeah, it's like, you don't care for her to succeed. And there's other episodes like that where it'll be a Peggy Hill episode, and it's supposed to be where you root for her, and it's like, why do I care if this character succeeds? She's such an arrogant, narcissistic, pompous bitch to the point of putting other people down and getting actually vengeful if you don't agree with her. Then why should I care if you don't have a good outcome? So those are my characters.
Did you just say all this just so you can rag on Peggy Hill?
Kind of.
Well, he has a point though. She's
Oh no, Peggy
not,
Hill's the worst. It's just
Yeah.
funny.
Like,
Peggy is the
yeah.
worst.
Bobby has to be my favorite character besides.
Yeah, Bobby's okay. I'm not a
That's my purse.
Dale
Well,
is my favorite character.
Dale, Hank, Moonhour, and
Dangle man, I tell you what, we gotta shoot the shit Saturday, man. We gotta go in here and get them subscribers, and we be sure to like, share, subscribe, and Dangle, boom, man.
Partisan. Yeah.
Pakistan. How many people, I wonder, actually go around? They fucking.
Hey, remember that video I showed you the other day? The Evangeline
Yes.
crossover with Hank or with King of the Hill.
I'll link it in the description.
Rolling, yes.
That's funny. It actually is very well made and fucking funny. But yes, Ring says that King of the Hill is the Texas anime.
Yes, it is.
it is.
What makes
See,
an
I'm
anime?
not alone.
It's animated.
Would that be a question for a future Shoot the Shit? What is an anime?
There's
What makes
stories,
an
there's story arcs.
I mean, there's not
What
really
is
that many
a
story arcs.
future what Shoot the Shit Saturday topic is something we go to in 5 seconds. Really? An anime is often done with, by those in Japan or within a certain art style. And
King of the Hill
It is
doesn't really have either of those things.
And art
Well,
style.
it does have an art style. What's wrong with you? Are you
Well, by
literally
that
opposing amazingness?
by that same token, I mean, The Simpsons is an anime. Bob's Burgers is an anime.
No, it's not done in a very specific style.
Simpsons
So
has a
that's
very
done.
specific everything.
Simpsons is an Americanized show.
Well,
Simpsons did it.
King of the Hill is very American.
It's Texan. It's different.
Google defines anime by a style of Japanese film and television animation typically aimed at adults as well as children.
Right, Key to the Hill.
But this is Japanese.
Was King
Yeah.
of the Hill aimed at children?
Anyway, I think it's a good stopping point. Anybody else have any topics or things they want to talk about? Any other shit you guys want to shoot?
Anybody?
No. Oh, I did get a new Switch game besides Animal Crossing. So I'm
Was
looking
it
forward
Streets
to
of Rage?
No.
Oh.
It is called
Was it
Glass
Streets of Crossing?
Masquerade.
It's called what?
Glass Masquerade. Oh, and I also got Rune Factory 4 special. In fact, that's an RPG type game too. Well, it is an RPG, so I'm looking forward to playing that and my Glass Masquerade, which is a puzzle game. So I can let y'all know how that goes next time we shoot the shit.
Yes.
One last thing for me is this weekend when this isn't gonna go up. I believe it's starting Saturday. I'm not sure if it's just Saturday or it's gonna be a week long. But basically the house that the Conjuring was based on, they're gonna have a live stream all day or all week going on from that house. So I'm not sure if you guys have seen it or our fans have seen the Conjuring movies.
What are
but,
they gonna stream?
Just the moon
Oh.
and stuff.
the actual house. So they're going to be live streaming from the house itself. So supposedly they
have
say
a
there's
seance
still,
or something, or
I don't know. So like I said, I'm not too sure. I don't think they're really going to do any seances or like to do anything quite like that. But from what they're saying, supposedly to hype this up, they're saying that there's still activity at this house. So they're gonna just try to have like a live stream of the house. I'm not sure, like I said, if it's a one-day thing or they're gonna try to do it all week, but they're trying to make an event out of it.
You watch
So-
that live stream, it's gonna turn into the ring and fucking shit's gonna come out of the screen at you.
Settle down.
It's gonna.
It's
Reach
more
out.
likely a demon's gonna come attach itself to you and you're forever haunted.
Hell, don't you know that the portals to the soul are the eyes and the ears? If something can get in through your eyes, if you can experience something through the sense of sight or sound, it becomes ingrained in you, imprinted in you, if you will. And many paranormal researchers do believe that it is a portal, as they say, my body is my temple. And when you open your temple to these dark forces, they consume you, take over you, and I'm just bullshitting.
Okay. So, oh, by the way, you know, I just learned, like just now, that apparently there's another Twilight book coming.
Yep.
Why?
I thought you were gonna like say you were excited about that. I was like,
Because there's a
Yeah.
group of people who are true fans of Twilight series.
The Twilight series is nothing more than a long story about bestiality and necrophilia.
I mean, he's not wrong, folks.
No. But then you can say that about any other vampire werewolf too that has some form of love.
Absolutely correct.
I guess I guess watch too many vampire werewolf things that have.
You don't
some
watch
form
much
of
of anything at all.
Hey, shut up.
You admit yourself.
Yes, but I can admit that. That is for me to admit, not for you to.
We're here to repeat that opinion that he himself has declared that he has not watched.
I'm too
anything.
important to watch stuff. I'm always doing
Settle
something.
the heck down.
You ain't that important. Come on now.
Shoot, I keep this
Wow.
whole. Man, I'm the glue that holds this organization together. Things would fall apart without me.
That's Obs. What are you talking about?
What the? Wow.
We all know that.
Obs don't do shit.
Wow.
Obs is Obs. Obs is here. That's
Boss, you need to fire S.
do it.
Think about it.
Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it.
Okay, settle down.
Anyway, anything else? I think we've all expounded our stuff.
Yeah.
The last thing I want to say before we sign off is take care of yourselves out there once again, people. This thing is obviously still going on, quarantine still going down, and for all those who have lost friends or family members to this national tragedy, we definitely accompany you in your sorrows. We send our prayers your way for anybody who has been diagnosed with this. We wish you a speedy recovery and convalescence. And for anyone struggling who's lost their jobs or is out of work because of it, take heart, hang tight, and God bless. With that, I've been Espionage DB7. And I guess I'm the only one who...
I thought you introduced us.
Yeah, you usually sign us out as well. Okay, well, I'm obviously 2003.
I was hoping you-
Iron Leader 064.
And Valkyrie Grinder. And don't settle down. Don't listen to this doof when he tells you to.
I'm awesome,
You-
Nicholas Zombie. Hello, goodbye.
Aloha.
Avira.
That's-
Until we meet again.
So long. Farewell. Okay, that's all you're getting.